As promised, let's invite the management of Tata Power. Now, Q4 was a good quarter for them. There was an improvement in margins. Profitability too was higher. We have with us Praveer Sinha, Managing Director and CEO at Tata Power, now joining in. Mr. Sinha, morning. This is Reema here. My first question is on your capex. Now, FY26 capex was about 16,200 crore, while you had guided for 20,000 crore. So what led to the shortfall? Was there a delay in capex spend? And what can you guide on capex going ahead?
Good morning. Thank you for having me on your show. You're right that we had planned a capex of 20,000 in FY25. We could complete nearly 16,200 crores during the year. Some of our projects got delayed, especially because the evacuation lines for renewable projects, they got a little deferred, which of course will happen in the Q1 of FY26. Similarly, some of the projects of our transmission lines, which we are executing, there were issues about right-of-way, which now have been sorted out and will get completed in this quarter and next quarter. So I think it's just a question of timing, and we are very much on track to complete all these projects that have been planned last year and planned for this year.
All right, Mr. Sinha, hi, morning. Thanks very much for joining. And yeah, I guess that was one of the reasons behind the drag, right, at the top line level. On renewables, can you give us some sense of the revenue outlook? Is you're saying that a lot of these issues that impacted the performance in Q4, they'll get sorted out. So what should we expect overall from the renewable portfolio? Give us a sense of the revenue growth and also in terms of the capacity that you'd be looking to add in this particular year.
So last year we did a capacity add of nearly 2,300, out of which 1,000 was for our own project, that is the utility scale projects that we did. This year we have a much higher target, and those projects will get completed in this financial year. Also, last year we had for a very brief period the cell and module plant operating, and of course the module was for a longer period, but the cell was for a very brief period. With only about 900 megawatt of cell we could manufacture. In FY26 we are expecting that this will cross 3,700. We also expect that our rooftop business, which has now really started pumping up. In fact, in last quarter we saw the rooftop business doing a PAT of 100 crores, and if that trend continues, then we can expect a very high number in this coming financial year. So I think all these renewable businesses have started kicking in and has started yielding very good result. If you see on year, it was nearly 47% increase in PAT for a renewable business. This year, we can expect similar numbers for growth. So I think what you would see is a very stable performance from our renewable business. And there's not only the utility scale, but also in terms of manufacturing and rooftop.
Okay. Speaking of renewables, on solar, I don't know if you're looking at exports right now at all, because the big headline in the quarter was the US imposing these humongous tariffs, right? It was almost, I think, some 3,000% or something on several ASEAN countries on, solar cells and modules, etc. Does that open up an opportunity for you at all on the solar side, exports?
Right now, we have our commitment to our own projects, which are supposed to be DCR projects. We have commitment to rooftop, as also some of the third-party EPC that we are executing. And we expect that we will complete most of them in next 6 months. And thereafter, possibly, we'll look at the opportunity of exports. But I would like to only say that there are great opportunities within the country, even for third-party sale of just modules, because the DCR has kicked in various businesses, and there is a need of DCR modules. So I think we will weigh the options, whether it makes more business sense for selling within the country or we should export certain quantity. But we'll take a call maybe in the second half of the year.
But are you facing more competition, sir, in this particular segment? Some analysts are pointing that out, which has led to lower market share for you.
I don't think there is much of competition because the cell manufacturing is still very low. We are actually one of the biggest in the country in terms of cell manufacturing. And while a lot of capacity is expected to come in next 1 to 2 years, for immediate future, I would say that we have a very, very good market share. We'll be able to cater to that.
Okay, let's talk about the discom business, Mr. Sinha. I believe Odisha is working out very well for you, and that's partly responsible for the strong margin improvement as well that we saw in the fourth quarter. Tell us a little more about trends from the discom business for FY26. What should we expect? And the one that's of maximum interest for everyone, UP. What are the timelines there? I mean, I think you've expressed your interest in bidding as it opens up, but what are the timelines we can expect?
So Odisha has been a great experiment for us, and the type of service improvement, whether it is in terms of reliability, customer service, all that has improved tremendously. And many of the legacy issues which were there in terms of billing collection, we have been able to sort that out, including old payments which were due, but we were not earlier able to collect. Most of it we were able to collect in the last quarter. And this trend will continue because now the processes, systems, the IT support that is required for doing that is all very well established. And I do expect that Odisha will do much better result in the coming year because what we have seen in the Q4, similar type of results we can expect in the coming year, quarter on quarter. On UP, I think the government over there is very keen to pursue this opportunity of privatization, and the PPP model, as has been done in Odisha on similar lines, we expect the bidding process to happen. From what I understand, they have already appointed a consultant and the bid documents are expected in this month end. And possibly in this calendar year itself, the bid will get finalized. And Tata Power has the unique experience of both doing this type of distribution work in urban areas as well as rural areas, which many of the other private entities do not have. And I think we have an edge compared to anyone else.
So, so just coming back to that margin point, at the end of the fourth quarter, your EBITDA margin has moved up to as high as 19%. I guess the solar business is powering that. The Odisha discom business is powering that. Is that level sustainable? Can you give us some sense of the margin profile that we can expect this year, maybe first half of the year or the year as a whole? And whether, UP, as if you get it, would it become a drag at least in the initial phase?
Well, we have seen that UP will come only in the later part of the year. But the margins that we have been able to improve, this has again been sustained over a period of time. And you have seen that every quarter we have come back with an improvement in the margins. And these are on very strong foundation. This year, our performance of our core business has been exceedingly good. And that is what is the big change that you would see in Tata Power, that how our core businesses have started now yielding very good result. And that's the way it is expected to be in future.
So, for a long time, you've always said that you're committed to not expanding your coal portfolio. You want to phase out your current thermal portfolio as and when the PPAs expire. And the end goal is that you should have zero thermal exposure by 2025. So while you'll still achieve it, but you are stating or indicating that you've not ruled out any opportunistic bid for stressed thermal assets. So the question really is that in the interim, what is going to be Tata Power's thermal strategy?
So as we have been maintaining, many of our PPAs have an end date. And as and when those end dates will come, we will definitely like to decommission those plants. And we stand committed to that. Secondly, we do understand that there is also in the short term a requirement of energy security. And if there is a very good proposal which is there, we will examine it. It's not that we have committed, but we will definitely look at it. If it meets our overall objective that by 2045 will become net zero. So that date does not change and our commitment of 2045 does not. In between, if there is something that comes up, we can consider them on merit.
Okay. All right, Mr. Sinha, thank you very much for joining in and giving us some perspective on the business. Wish you good luck for the rest of the year. Well, that's Tata Power talking about going ahead and probably looking at the UP discom as well after the success that they've found in Odisha. Stocks down about 0.5% at this point in time. Well, we're staying with the industrial